Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We continue our exploration of Sufism and introduction by William C. Chittick. In our last video, we talked about ihsan, the beautiful definition of Sufism, which is worshipping God as if you see Him, being aware that He sees you, doing the beautiful from the depths of our heart, from the depths of our soul. But here's the thing. To understand what doing the beautiful actually means, we first need to understand what we are or who we are as human beings. And this understanding of who we are comes from the Shahada itself. Because we can't know our own reality apart from knowing the reality of God. Because we are created in His image. We are like mirrors. And mirrors only make sense when one understands what the mirror is meant to reflect or is reflecting. So in this video, we're going to explore something really profound. In understanding the Shahada, we will explore that the Shahada just doesn't tell us about the nature of God. It also reveals the very nature of reality itself. And once we are able to see this, once we're able to see reality for what it really is, that changes everything. It changes how we see everything around us. It changes how we see the world around us. It changes how we see ourselves and how we see our spiritual journey. To understand this vision, let's begin with creation itself. By creating the universe, God causes multiplicity to appear from unity. What does that mean? Before creation, there was God and only God and one existence, nothing else. But then kun fayakun, He created the universe. And we have something beautiful. Yes, the universe exists, but it only exists because God continuously gives it existence. The existence of the universe is completely dependent on God. It's like the universe is God's creativity made visible. It's now seen. It's His beauty and mercy taking countless different forms. So now, instead of just one, we have this incredible multiplicity. Billions of stars, flowers, people, just moments, all flowing from the original unity, all sustained by the one. Now the Shahada says, there is no God but God. It discerns between the real and the unreal, or between the absolute and the relative, or between God and everything other than God. What is this other than God? The Shahada is, of course, divided into two halves. The negation, la ilaha, no God, and the affirmation, illallah, but God. The first half, la ilaha, denies the inherent reality of the world, the inherent reality of the self. Why? Because it's a dependent reality. Whatever reality the universe has, it's receiving it from God. And that's what the second half of the Shahada affirms, that only God, illallah, is truly real. Therefore, it means that there is no reality but God. And the all so-called realities of our experience are secondary. Ultimately, they do come from God. One of the verses of the Quran, often cited in Sufi texts, in evidence of this is, Kullu shay'in halikun illa wajhu. Everything is perishing, but his face. As one of the Sufi masters explained, God did not say everything will perish, but he wanted it to be known that the existence of everything is perishing right now, today, on an ongoing basis. Hence, everything is returning back to him. You are returning to him right now. And only those that are veiled from the reality of this, they postpone the seeing, they postpone the observing of this perishing, of this returning till a later date, till tomorrow. Now, here's where this understanding takes us to the next level. If the Quran is, or since the Quran is God's book, displaying his ayat, displaying God's signs, even the universe is the same author as the Quran. It's God. Therefore, the universe is also God's book. The universe is also announcing God's revelations. The world and everything in the world can be seen from 2 points of view. In one respect, it's the world, and everything in the world is other than God. It's not God, and hence it's unreal. Or if not unreal, perhaps a lower, lesser, utterly dependent, insignificant reality, or unreal, whatever. Now, even though the world is unreal, one cannot deny it points to the greater reality. So therefore, in another respect, the world and everything in the world are signs of God, are ayat of God. Here we have this crucial distinction between the phenomena as veils, where we cannot see the greater reality, and the phenomena as signs, where we recognize him speaking through them. Until we learn to see creation as signs they truly are, they appear to us as veils that actually hide the divine presence. There is another beautiful way that Sufis explain this distinction. According to one teaching, each thing, each existing thing can be said to have 2 faces. One's the eastern face, the other's the western face. If we look at the western face of things, we find no trace of the sun. The sun is set. Yet, if we look at the eastern face of the same thing, we see the sun shining in its full glory. And everything is displaying both faces at the same time. Vast majority of the people, they see only the western face. They have no awareness that everything is a sign of God in which he is disclosing his own reality. In contrast, the prophets, the great Sufis, they see the eastern face. They witness God in everything. For them, the world is like the Quranic verse. وَلِلَّهِ الْمَشْرِقُ وَالْمَغْرِبُ فَأَيْنَمَا تُوَلُّوا فَثُمَّ وَجْهِ اللَّهِ. To Allah belongs the east and the west. So wherever you turn, there is the face of God. This brings us to the human condition itself. Human beings are the only creatures who have the ability, the faculty to freely choose. To freely choose God or to choose the world. To choose the eastern face or to choose the western face. Choose to become alive with the real or simply exist, simply subsist with the unreal. In the Quran, this free choosing of God is called the trust. We offered the trust to the heavens and the earth and the mountains, but they refused to carry it and were afraid of it. And the human beings bore this trust. The human beings carried it. But the verse concludes, they are very ignorant, they are great wrongdoers. This suggests that they, the human beings, have failed to live up to this freely chosen responsibility. Many would object, they never made such a choice. I never made this choice. I never chose this trust. Now, Sufis typically respond, this objection is contradictory. Because every time we undertake the slightest act of free will, we are proving we can choose. We are admitting it. To be human means we have freedom to choose. And when we choose, we are accountable. We are accountable for what happens. After all, we chose it. The great Sufi poet Rumi makes this brilliant point, how people try to dodge responsibility and that it's always selfish. People only claim that they have no choice when they don't want to do something. When they see something they want, they go for it eagerly. As Rumi puts it, like a hypocrite, you offer your excuses. I'm so busy providing for wife and children. I don't have time to scratch my head. How could I have time to practice religion? I cannot escape from feeding my family. I must seek lawful earnings, tooth and nail. You have an escape from God, but not from food. You have escaped from religion, but not from idols. This is the human condition, capable of choosing, yet so often choosing poorly. So where does this leave us as seekers? The Sufis would say, faith is beautiful, following the Sharia is essential, but, if you feel that pull in your heart, that longing to go deeper, then simply imitating what others do or following religion blindly isn't enough anymore. The Sufi call this blind imitation, taqleed. And while it has its place, it can't take us all the way. What we're really after is tahqiq, which is realizing the real directly for itself. Not just knowing about the sacred mentally, but that the sacred breathes life into our religion. And truly understanding it, loving it, and perhaps if you're blessed, becoming one with it. The Sufis do not consider it sufficient for people to have faith and to submit themselves to the Sharia, especially if they also have the capacity of deepening their understandings, purifying their hearts, and then doing what is beautiful from the heart. So in order to reach human perfection, it is not enough to imitate others, not enough to follow religion blindly, taqleed. Rather, one must achieve total awareness of the principles and the spirit that animate religion. Or, as the Sufis express it, one must realize the real itself, tahqiq. Now, once seekers have gained sufficient grounding in Islam, in submission and Iman, faith, they can focus their efforts on ihsan, which is worshipping God as if they see Him. An oft-cited model here is the Prophet's cousin, his son-in-law, Hazrat Ali alayhi salam, who said, I would not worship a Lord whom I do not see. Of course, he does not mean seeing with these eyes, but with the eyes of the heart. So how does one get there? How does one see the real? How does one see the sacred? How does one see God with the eyes of the heart? Sufism adds that it's by strictly following Sharia practices, and in addition to that, many devotional and spiritual exercises. The most important of these is zikr, zikr, zikr of Allah. Why? Because the normal human situation is one of forgetfulness, is one of heedlessness. The very word insan comes from the root word to forget. In Quran and in Islam, the command uskur, to remember God, also means to mention God. So the actual means of zikr, of remembering God, is by mentioning God's name or His names. He can't see God with his eyes. It's His name that is considered to be the direct manifestation of God, of the divine, at our human level. Through a gradual process, the name fills up the mind, fills up the consciousness, leaving no room for remembrance of others. The insight here is that awareness, consciousness, is the fundamental reality of human nature. That's fundamentally who you are. This, or as Rumi puts it, you are your thought, brother. The rest of you is bones and fiber. If you think of roses, you are a rose garden. If you think of thorns, you are fire of the furnace. Constant focus through zikr leads eventually, inshallah, to become one with the divine, fulfilling our true nature, becoming what we've always meant to be, the clear mirrors reflecting divine light. Wallahu alam.